for the
You
people of
ingenuinely
Pakistan.
feel. You don't genuinely feel.
I feel
I can
sorry.
read your face.
I feel sorry, and I'll say this to you on your
I feel
face.
sorry
You can walk off
for
the
the
program
Indian
too if you
position
want.
taken in this show
I feel sorry
because
for the people
all
of
you guys are
Pakistan
hawks
that they are being
trying to
maroof.
bully your own government.
Sir, one second. Sir,
and
you know
trying to
what?
prevent
The Human
them
Rights
from
Watch
entering into a
report.
dialogue
Sir, you
with
know what? If you
Pakistan
can only argue on
this
fact,
issue.
please do that with me. You know, you are being told by the Pakistani government, is being told by everyone, please stop the killing of Shia Muslims in Baluchistan. In 2012,
Well, how about
325 members of the Shia Muslim population have been killed in targeted attacks that took place all over Pakistan. You want me to tell you what happened on August 6th?
You have just left thousands of Kashmiris buried in the mudslides in these recent floods.
You know something,
What are you
even
talking about,
Pakistanis
Arnab?
have been rescued
Tell
by
your
our
friend
army. You
Maruf
should
Raza
keep
to
shut
read a
after
little more about Kashmir.
Sir, you know what? You know, Mr. Pirzada, if only you can learn the skill of arguing here with rational fact, not with this. Don't talk like. I'm sorry to tell you this, Mr. Pirzada, but don't talk like Bilawal Bhutto.
Oh, I love you for that.
Don't talk like Bilawal Bhutto on the news. I think Bilawal Bhutto has become an example.
I'm a great admirer of your nonsense.
Well, anyway, sir, the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan says that
you know what you do? That is the worst form of embedded journalism. Fueled in your mind by RAW and by other agencies.
Sir, I really think you are losing the plot now.
I've seen.
I think.
Oh, don't be angry.
Maruf Raza, tonight the PPP spokesperson walks off, and I think Mr. Pirzada doesn't have enough facts to back him up anymore. Maruf, so in this whole
raising this issue at the United Nations, no matter what you do or what you say on this show.
Water off a duck's back, sir. Maruf.
Arnab, I've been hearing
with
quite a degree of amusement for the last 30 minutes.
Yes.
All the stuff that is being exchanged.
How can a comedian talk about amusement from the other side?
Bilawal Bhutto is
like Maruf Raza. Oh God Almighty.
Mr. Pirzada.
Come on. Maruf Raza, don't try to sound serious.
I'm often asked by.
You have never been serious in your life. You have been distorting facts for the last 2 years.
Mr. Pirzada, hear me out.
Mr. Pirzada, you cannot be honest on this issue at all.
Mr. Pirzada, you've often been routed by the facts that we put across. But you rant on, and people in India ask me that why do I let go of decorum and ask you to shut up?
People in India
I ask you to do that because you're such a pain. I don't know why. Even Pakistanis write to me. Now, will you hear me out?
So blindly,
Mr. Pirzada, will you hear me out? Mr. Pirzada,
the resolutions
Mr. Arnab, I suggest you bring down the volume of Mr. Pirzada so that you allow us to speak. Or don't get us on the show with Pirzada.
Right.
He's an absolute... I request you, Mr. Pirzada, you can have all the strong views that you have. But if you think that, talking talking about Maruf will strengthen your case, it is wrong.
I sat quietly for half an hour.
Let him speak. He has listened to you. He did not even interrupt. He did not even interrupt when the PPP spokesperson was out of the program.
You just bring Pirzada.
You let him complete his point,
and let us all be.
Mr. Pirzada, I request you to keep quiet. Otherwise, I'll reduce your volume.
Because he's not letting anybody else speak.
Sir, please let him complete his point.
Please reduce his volume.
Let him complete his point. I will if I have to. Please let him complete his point. Mr. Pirzada, verbal heckling is no great quality on the news. Now Mr. Maruf can complete. No, Maruf can complete. Now, Mr. Pirzada, please, I request you now, please keep quiet. Yeah. People across India want to hear what Maruf has to say on this. Yeah, please, go ahead now.
I respect you, Arnab. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I'm not countering Mr. Pirzada's narrative. All that I'm saying is, Bilawal Bhutto is turning 26. He is now able to enter the National Assembly because he is of the voting age. There is nothing better than Kashmir to rig up sentiments in Pakistan, especially if you want to get into the political game. But please understand that Bilawal Bhutto counts for virtually nothing in Pakistan's political landscape today. And if this kind of a remark and rhetoric had come from a former military commander or a former prime minister, I would still take it seriously. I don't see the reason why we are taking Bilawal Bhutto's ranting seriously. Theatricals is part of his family legacy, inasmuch as those who defend his family legacy by saying that they are emotionally attached to Kashmir. The Bhuttos are Sindhis, and Zulfiqar Bhutto's mother was from a family near Jodhpur. But anyway, let that be. As far as I'm concerned, Zulfiqar Bhutto signed on the Shimla agreement and agreed that hereafter we will resolve issues bilaterally through dialogue. Benazir Bhutto also wanted dialogue and bilateral relations to go forward. So where is Bilawal getting his stuff from? That is what is perplexing. As far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan can go on and on about UN and UN resolution. But Mr. Pirzada and others would do well to know so nobody in the world gives a damn about their sentiment and attachment.
Because we are just about to call your bluff.
As far as India is concerned,
because
as far as Mr. Modi is concerned, my guess is that Mr. Modi will ignore you and the speech of Nawaz Sharif.
Modi will not ignore you.
We will ignore you, Mr. Pirzada.
We might ignore you,
because
sir.
You count for nothing.
I bet,
you don't count for anything anymore, Mr. Pirzada. You are inconsequential.
Because
you are a stepping stone for the Americans in Afghanistan.
You have lost your relevance, Mr. Pirzada.
You will be left to defend yourself.
You have lost your relevance.
You are irrelevant.
I think a very critical moment emerges in the history of Pakistan, Mahesh
Jetpalani. If we were irrelevant, you wouldn't be having me on this show.
So we have called you to say how irrelevant you've become. And Mr.
You are there for theatrical value. Mr. Pirzada, you are there for theatrical value.
Sir,
just like the whole
please understand, sir, everyone around the world is saying tonight.
Take a position.
Everyone across the world, when, I'll tell you, look at any rational debate, look at the think tanks, look at the people who matter, look at the people who create policy. Mr. Pirzada, listen to me. Listen to me, please. Kashmir stands with India and India stands with Kashmir. In 1954, the Jammu and Kashmir Constituent Assembly has ratified the state's accession to India. In 1956, the Jammu and Kashmir Constituent Assembly has adopted a resolution. Now you don't want to listen.
Shouting, and the whole crowd that you have is shouting on this issue tonight.
So, Mr.
You guys know the agony that comes to you from us raising the issue of Kashmir.
You don't. I'll tell you what. You're so unfair to the people.
We certainly get irritated by your behavior.
Let me, Mr. I think Maruf, I want to just put 2 or 3 things on the table. I would have put it to the people.
I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to leave the show. I'm here. And I'm here until the last minute. Kashmir is a real issue of real people. And it belongs to Pakistan.
I think this is Mr. Jetpalani.
That's my position.
Mr. Jetpalani, I think we should cut, in Pakistan this week, Mr. Jetpalani and Mr. Rao, and Mr. Pirzada, just calm down, no problem, please, fine. You see, it's all right. So, I don't know, are you joining the PPP that you're jumping up for Bilawal? You're not, no? So calm down. The question here is,
I'm going to join
the question here is, Mr. Jetpalani, it is clear from the discussion in Pakistan that this entire week will be, let's pick up Kashmir week. I think we can potentially at the UNGA and elsewhere. 1 minute, sir.
Actually, you are so much wrong. You are so much wrong. In Pakistan right now,
I feel so sorry.
There are so many other issues in addition to Kashmir.
I know there are. I'll tell you 5 issues.
You are misleading.
I'll tell you 5 issues. I know there are many issues. I'll tell you 5.
You are giving him
now, Mr. Pirzada, just
one
listen.
Of the issues at the present
Yeah, I'll tell you. There are 5 issues. I am aware there are many issues.
You are not reading Pakistan's political scene very accurately.
I am telling you, sir. The number of thousands of women being persecuted as per the Human Rights Commission in Pakistan is a big issue. I agree with you. Your top journalist, there is an attempt by the ISI to kill Hamid Mir. That is a big issue. Balochistan has gone out of control. That is a big issue. There are a number of targeted killings of Shias across Pakistan by Sunni extremist groups. That is a very big issue. And people of all religious minorities have been persecuted in Pakistan to the point to which a poor Hindu community had been facing eviction from an area in Rawalpindi where its members lived for almost 80 years. These are very big issues. And Mr. Pirzada, my question to Mr. Jethmalani is, and I'm actually reducing your volume now. Mr. Jethmalani, how do we marginalize the Pakistanis this week? How do we marginalize the Pakistanis this week? We need to. The expectation is that we will do. How do we do it now?
Arnab, I honestly think that Bilawal and every Pakistani who talks about Kashmir is just indulging in an unnecessary rant. I think we are becoming a little oversensitive to the only irritant as far as Bilawal is concerned is that he threatened to take Kashmir back by force. That was implicit in his statement, not by dialogue or any such thing. They may have a different narrative, as I said, but I think we should ignore it. I'm not even sure whether this was because of any impending belief on the part of Bilawal and the PPP that Nawaz Sharif is going to make a statement on the 26th before the UN on Kashmir. I'm not even sure. I just think that this is a reaction to the PPP being completely marginalized, and not only are they no longer a ruling party force, but even in opposition, the main force now is Imran Khan's party. So I think basically this is just a very dramatic and very unfortunate attempt at trying to get political attention.
But it's also, Mr. Rao, it's time to demolish this K card, I feel. This is the time. I mean, we can't be too generous or too patient with the Pakistanis anymore. Maybe we can also show some muscle in New York.
Oh, please do so.
No, I think Prime Minister Modi had sent out a very clear signal only a month ago that this kind of the Pakistan's attempt to internationalize or to involve third parties will not be tolerated. I think the message to Pakistan is very loud and clear, and it has a lot of problems, internal problems. It is actually imploding. Pakistan as a country is imploding. I think the Kashmir is only used as an issue to somehow keep their political relevance. Actually, Bilawal is fighting the political irrelevance of the PPP. And I think the Pakistan, if you look at the past 6 decades, I think today they are at their weakest point to raise the issue of Kashmir. So I think we need not be unduly perturbed about it. I think it is Pakistan where which is facing the heat, facing the pressure, and it is not in a position to really create any trouble for India. I think it's best to ignore Pakistan.
And the way you are breaking up, sir, you should be more careful that the next time at the United Nations, you are represented as one country, not by Balochistan, NWFP, Sindh or Punjab. These are realities. Please prepare yourself. Keep your country together. Best of luck, and tell Bilawal to go to a proper acting class. Yes, Mahesh Jethmalani, tell Bilawal to go to a proper acting class. There are quite a few in Mumbai. He can enroll himself in an acting class if he wants to put up a performance the next time. Yes, Mahesh Jethmalani. Really poor show he put up.
Just one message to Mr. Bilawal Bhutto. And that is that if he tries or Pakistan tries any misadventure, as they have on the last 4 occasions, far from them leaving any inch behind of Kashmir, there will be no inch left of Pakistan. We will finish what we should have done to Western Pakistan in 1971. That, Mr. Bilawal Bhutto, you should realize and get that message loud and clear in your head.
I think the point is well taken. I thank you all, including the PPP representative who ran away 20 minutes back, for joining me on this debate on the Newshour tonight.